The camera zooms in on a tense moment in the heart of Washington, D.C., where the nation's future is being debated. A large, imposing committee room, filled with figures who hold the power to shape the country's destiny. The air crackles with the weight of the moment. On one side sits Congresswoman Nancy Mace, known for her sharp tongue and no-nonsense approach. On the other, Representative Jasmine Crockett, rising star and fierce advocate for justice, equality, and change. Tensions are high, the room divided by opposing ideologies. The debate has been building for hours, the back and forth growing more heated by the minute. It's a clash of personalities, ideologies, and values. But no one is prepared for what happens next. Out of nowhere, in the heat of the debate, Nancy Mace delivers a reply so cutting, so unexpected, that it silences the entire room. The debate is over before it even truly begins. All eyes are now on Mace, who leans back in her chair with a confident, almost smug expression. The audience is left hanging on her every word, waiting for the punchline of her verbal assault. But this isn't just a typical political exchange. This is personal. This is a moment that will go down in history. And what's worse, this savage response seems to seal the fate of the debate and the reputation of one Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett. How did Mace bring Crockett, once seen as the future of the movement, to a complete standstill? This is where it all begins, an unforgettable moment that will change everything. Washington, D.C., a city where every decision echoes through the halls of power, affecting millions of lives. For years, the political divide has deepened, with each side claiming to have the solution to the country's most pressing issues. The people expect progress, but what they often see is gridlock. In this charged atmosphere, two women, both fierce in their own right, have become symbols of opposing ideologies. Nancy Mace, a conservative firebrand, is not afraid to take on anyone who dares challenge her. With a reputation for speaking her mind and not holding back, she's gained both admiration and criticism for her bold stances. But it's her quick wit, sharp tongue, and savage retorts that make her one of the most dangerous players in the political arena. She doesn't just participate in debates, she dominates them. On the other side is Jasmine Crockett, a rising star in the Democratic Party, known for her passionate advocacy for civil rights and justice reform. Crockett represents the voice of change, demanding a seat at the table for those who have long been marginalized. She speaks with conviction, fueled by the struggles of those she represents. To her supporters, she's the future of American politics, bold, unafraid, and determined to fight for what's right. This is the stage set for one of the most intense debates in recent history. The issue: police reform, racial inequality, and the government's role in dismantling systemic injustice. The stakes couldn't be higher, and the two women couldn't be more different in their approach. As the debate rages on, it's clear that something's about to break. Mace's strategy is clear: take control of the narrative. But will she succeed? The debate has been heated, with Crockett and Mace exchanging blow after blow. Each argument is more intense than the last. Crockett, with her impassioned words, calls out the establishment for perpetuating systemic oppression. She demands accountability, justice, and equality, while Mace counters with claims of law and order, dismissing Crockett's calls as unrealistic and dangerous. The room is electric with emotion. Onlookers are on the edge of their seats, waiting for the next volley. But it's the moment when the debate goes off the rails. Crockett, fed up with Mace's constant interruptions, delivers a passionate statement about the need for compassion in policy, urging lawmakers to think of the people behind the statistics, to look beyond the surface and see the human cost of their decisions. The room nods in agreement, but Mace sees an opening. With a cold, almost sarcastic smile, she interrupts Crockett. "You're always going to talk about feelings and not the facts," Mace sneers, her voice dripping with disdain. "You want to dismantle the entire system just because it doesn't match your idealistic fantasy." She pauses for effect, and the room grows tense. But here's the truth: you don't have the guts to face reality. It's a moment of pure political aggression, calculated and ruthless. Mace's words strike deep and Crockett falters. The silence in the room is deafening. Crockett, who has always prided herself on her emotional intelligence and understanding of human suffering, suddenly appears shaken. This isn't just a debate anymore. It's personal, and the cut goes deeper than words alone. The audience feels the shift. Mace has not only attacked Crockett's stance, she's questioned her very integrity, her ability to lead. The balance of power in the room tilts, and the momentum swings in Mace's favor. Crockett tries to regain control, but her confidence has wavered. Is this the end of her credibility in the eyes of the public? Just when it seems like Mace has won, just when it looks like Crockett's political future is hanging by a thread, something unexpected happens. Crockett, though clearly stunned by Mace's savage retort, refuses to back down. The silence lingers, and for a moment it seems like all hope is lost. But then Crockett slowly raises her head, her eyes flashing with renewed determination. With a quiet but firm voice, she responds, "It's easy to sit on the side of the powerful, to protect a broken system that keeps people in chains. But you know what? I'd rather fight for those who don't have a voice than protect a status quo that's killing them." There's a pause. The room holds its breath. Crockett continues, "You want to talk about reality? The reality is, there are people out there dying because we refuse to face the truth. You can hide behind your facts, but the fact is, people are hurting, and you're part of the reason why." The twist is subtle but powerful. In that moment, Crockett's vulnerability becomes her strength. Her words are more than just political rhetoric. They are a call to action, a raw, unfiltered cry for justice. The room shifts. Mace's smug grin fades as she realizes that the tide has turned. She may have tried to silence Crockett, but she's only given her the platform to speak louder. The crowd erupts into applause. Mace, unable to recover from the emotional weight of Crockett's reply, stares ahead, realizing she's been outmaneuvered. The debate ends in a stunning turn of events. Mace, once seen as the winner, walks away with the realization that she underestimated her opponent. Crockett, though shaken at first, emerges victorious, not through her arguments, but through her heart. She didn't just fight for policy, she fought for humanity. And in the end, it was that humanity that won the room. As the session concludes, the energy in the room is palpable. The members of Congress who once saw Mace as the authority now look to Crockett with newfound respect. It's clear that her reply, emotional, bold, and unapologetic, has changed the entire narrative of the debate. She's proven that strength isn't always about power. Sometimes it's about vulnerability, conviction, and a willingness to stand up for what's right. The media picks up on the shift in the room, and soon Crockett's name is on the lips of every pundit. Mace, however, is left to contend with the aftermath of her harsh words. While she remains a force in politics, her reputation has been shaken. The power of empathy, the willingness to connect on a human level, has proven to be more powerful than cold, calculated rhetoric. Crockett's moment is a testament to the enduring strength of compassion in a world that often values division over unity. In the world of politics, where every word can be a weapon and every decision has lasting consequences, there's a powerful lesson to be learned from the dramatic showdown between Nancy Mace and Jasmine Crockett. It's a reminder that while facts and figures are important, the human element, the ability to connect, to understand, and to empathize, is often what wins the day. Crockett's rise in that moment was not just a victory for her, but for everyone who's ever been told they don't matter, that their struggles are too small to make a difference. It was a win for anyone who's ever been silenced or dismissed. And in her words, we find a universal truth, that compassion, when wielded with courage and authenticity, is the most powerful force of all. In the end, the debate wasn't about who was right or wrong. It was about what each side stood for, and how those ideals were expressed. Mace may have had the facts, but Crockett had the truth. And sometimes, the truth is more powerful than anything else. The world is watching, and it's clear that the future belongs to those who can balance strength with empathy, intellect with humanity. As the political landscape continues to evolve, one thing is certain: the fight for justice is far from over, and those who choose to stand up for what's right will always find the courage to keep going.